Hi friends, welcome to Brave Solution Times. இன்னைக்கு நம்ம வீடியோல 12th standard chapter 1 application of matrices and determinants ஓட introduction பார்ட்ட பார்க்க போறோம். So start பண்ணலாமா? We usually have some doubts about getting into a subject like why I should learn this. Does it have any use? Something like that. So same goes to the matrix. Why matrix? Why should we learn it? To make it clear, first I'll give some real life application before getting into our introduction part. Matrices are used much more in daily life than the people would have thought. In fact, it is in front of us every day when going to work, at universities, and even at home. So if you're playing a video game, then if that video game contains upside down mirror image or a reflection in a pond, then matrices are used. So in physics, matrices are used in the study of electrical circuit, quantum mechanics, optics, etc. And in engineering, it's used for airplane, spacecraft, and in chemical engineering, it's for some computation purposes, and in hospital you can see that CT scan, MRI. So these are all some example for matrices where matrices were used. Okay, so let's get into our introduction part. So our first topic is inverse of a non-singular square matrix. So first let's start from the beginning. What is a matrix? We know what is a matrix, right? A matrix is a rectangular array of numbers, symbol, expression arranged in a row and a column. So it will be like this. It can be numbers or some expressions, symbols or beta, gamma. It can be like this also. Okay, so it can be expressed in either symbols, numbers, symbols, expression, and these are arranged in rows and columns. What is called a square matrix? So square matrix is nothing but if a square matrix is a matrix which has the same number of rows and column. For example, 2 into 2 matrix, 3 into 3 matrix, 4 into 4 matrix, these are called the square matrix. So if it's 1 into 2 matrix, which means 1 row and 2 columns, you cannot say this as a square matrix. Okay, so these are all the examples of square matrix, and we will be often using 2 into 2 matrix and 3 into 3 matrix. Okay, so now let's see what is a non-singular square matrix. So we already know that we have two types of matrices, which are non-singular matrix and singular matrix. So when can we say a particular matrix is a non-singular matrix is we'll have an A, right? It will be like 1, 2, 3, 4 some matrix we'll have, and we'll find the determinant of A, right? If that determinant is equal to 0, if this answer will become 0, then you have to call that as singular matrix, which is determinant of A is equal to 0. So if this determinant of A is not equal to 0, which means it has any number, so then you can say that determinant of A is not equal to 0, means then you can say that the matrix is a non-singular matrix. Okay, and finally the inverse of non-singular square matrix. So the inverse of non-singular square matrix have a formula which can be written by, so this is called as A inverse, which is inverse of a matrix, is equal to 1 divided by determinant of A and multiplied by adjoint A. Okay, now I'll explain this. So our next topic will be how to find our adjoint A. So this is our second topic, which is called adjoint of a square matrix, and it can be denoted by adj, which is adj A. Okay, so before finding adjoint A, we have to find two things, which are minor and then cofactor. So we have to know these two things before going into adjoint. So let's see what is a minor. First, we have to define a matrix A. I'm going to take 3 into 3 matrix. So our first element will be A, and this is in the position first row and first column, so it will be first row and first column. And next element will be in first row, so first row, and it's in the second column, right? This is a column and this is the second column, so 2. Then this will be at first row and third column, so first row and third column. So next element, this is in second row, right? So 2 second row and first column, so 2 1. Then this will be at second row and second column, and this will be at second row and third column. So similarly, finally what you will write, this is in the third row and first column, then this is in third row and second column, and this is in third row and third column. So this is how to define a matrix A. Okay, so now let's see how to define a minor of A. First, let's define minor of first element A11. First, you have to choose A11, and after that you have to cancel the values which horizontally and vertically of A11. Okay, so after cancelling that, what will you have? It will be A22, A23, A32, and finally A33. So after putting this, you have to remember to put a determinant sign. So after finding a minor of 11, 1, you have to put a determinant symbol. Okay, so after that, while determine, we have to make find a determinant for this. So it will be like, first you have to multiply these two. So A22 into A33, then we have to put a subtraction sign, and after that you have to multiply these two, which are A23 and multiplied by A32. This is how you'll find a determinant value. Then this is called a minor of A1. So similarly, you can find the minor of A12. So for A12, it will be like, we have chosen A12, so you have to cancel the values which are horizontal and vertical values. We have to cancel it, and therefore we get A21, A23, A31, and finally A33. So we got this, and after that you have to find the determinant for this, and it will be, first you have to multiply these two, so A21 into A33, then minus, then A23 into A31. So this is how we find the minor of A, which is, first we have to do it for each and everything. Okay, so this is how we will do it. Now let's find the cofactor. Now let's find the cofactor, and there will be a matrix A, and this is the formula for finding a cofactor, which is Aij is equal to minus 1 into I plus j, and Mij, which is the minor of Ij. Okay, so here I and j represents the rows and the column. So first let's find the cofactor of the cofactor will be always be represented by A. First let's find the cofactor of this. So A11 will be equal to, so what's the formula? This is minus 1, then I plus j, which is 1 plus 1. Okay, 1 plus 1, and our minor of 1 1. So for finding the minor of 1 1, what we have to do? So here it will be minus 1 plus 1, it will be square, and for my finding a minor, what we have to do? First we have to take this, and you have to cancel the horizontal and vertical value of the particular element. Then what you'll have, A22, A23, and A32, and A33. So after finding this, you have to put a determinant symbol, so that what you'll get, so minus 1 into minus 1, you'll get 1. So we don't need to write it. So then you have to find, we have to multiply these two. So first A22 into A33, then minus A32 into A323. So we have to find this. So this is how you find the cofactor. Okay, so here we have a little trick. So let's find the next term. Now let's find for A12. Then we have this same formula, which is minus 1. Here I is 1 and j is 2, right? So 1 plus 2, and then our minor value will be 1 and 2. So 1 2. then here minus 1, 1 plus 2 will be 3, and our minor value will be what we have to do to find the minor 1, 2. So we have to take this element and we have to cancel both horizontal and vertical values of A12. Then what we'll have A21, so A21, then A23, so A23, then A31, so A31, and finally A33. So what we will have here, it's minus 1, so minus 1 into minus 1, so Q will be minus 1 only. So then what will we have to multiply this, so A21 into A33 minus A31 into A23. Okay, so what will have a minus value? So first element, it's a positive sign, and the second element, it's a negative sign. So let's see the third element, which is A13. So for A13, again put the formula A, and here it will be I plus J, which is 1 plus 3. So 1 plus 3, then M into 1, 3, right? So then what we'll get, minus 1 into 3 plus 1 will be 4. So for minor value we'll get, we have to take A into 1, 3, then you have to cancel the values which are horizontally and vertically of A13, then what we have, A21, 2, 2, and A31, 3, 2. So we have to find the determinant of this, which will be here minus 4. Here it is an even digit, so that the answer will be 1. So we don't need to put that. Then what we'll get, A21 multiplied by A32 minus A31 into A22. So this is the determinant value. So first we got plus sign, and then we got a minus, and then we got a plus. So it will be go on like this till A33. And we'll have our signs arranged like, first it will be as positive, then negative, then positive. So we have already seen that first is positive, then it's negative, and then it's positive. So our this is our first row, and our second row will be like negative, and then a positive, and then a negative, and our third row will be like a positive, a negative, and a positive. The values will be given like this. So let's memorize this, so that you don't need to remember this formula. So instead of this formula, you can, if you memorize this, it will be very useful. So after we found that A11, A12, A13, we will get an equation like A11, A12, A13. So we have to substitute every values of A12, A13 values all here. So we have to substitute these equations here, right? Then it will get A21, A22, capital A22, capital A represents the cofactor, then capital A23, then A31, A32, and finally A33. So we get this, and this will be our A which we have taken, and this will be our cofactor of A. Okay, now we have to find the transpose of this cofactor. So how to find it? So for finding the transpose of A, we have to put a symbol like this in the cofactor of A. Then what you have to do, we have to first, let's take the first row, and you have to write it as column, which is A11, A12, A13. You have to take the first row and write it as a column. Then we have to take the second row, which is A21, A22, A23, and you have to write it as a column. So A21, A22, and A23. Then the final row, which is A31, A32, and then A33. So you have to take the value of every row, and you have to put it in a column. So that's what you called as a transpose. Now let's see an important property. Here I have given the A values, and I have found the cofactor of A. So this is the cofactor of A, and this is the A value. So if I take a complete row, in A and multiplied it with the first row of the cofactor, then we will get the determinant of A. So this is the property. Okay, first I will multiply, A11. So A11 into A11, capital A11, it will be like this, plus then next multiplication will be A12 into A12. So A12 into capital A12 plus then A13 into capital A13. So A13 into capital A13. So this will be equal to modulus, determinant of A. So this is our property. So next you can see this second row and the second row. If we multiply that, which means A21. So A21 and capital A21. So capital A21 plus A22 and capital A22. Then A23 and capital A23. So this will be also our determinant of A. So this is one of the properties. So similarly, if we add the if we multiply the third row and the third row of the cofactor, then you can get the determinant of A. But if you multiply the first row with the second row in the cofactor, then what you will get? It will be like A21 with our so first row to second row, right? So first row is A11, so A11 into second row is A21, right? So A21 plus then first row it's A21 into second row it's A22 plus next finally it's A13 into A23. So this will be equal to 0. So listen carefully. Here A11, A11, then A12, A12, A13, A13. If they have similar elements like this, similar positions, then you have to say with these elements are equal to determinant of A. But if we have A11 and A21, which means different positions, here A21 and A22 and here A13 and 23. So here they are different positions, right? So if they have different positions, then you have to write it as 0. Okay, this is one of the properties. So you have to write like this for each and every row and column. Okay, so that's it for this video guys. Thank you guys, thank you so much for watching. இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்தா லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, and நீங்க இன்னும் என் சேனலை சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணலனா மறக்காம சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணிடுங்க. See you in the next video. Bye.